Good morning. I'm up at a place called Black Flat, or the Black Flat Car Park in Wyperfeld National Park, up in the Mallee Country, Victoria. I'm heading out to do a 3-day walk. So I'm going to do, I'll probably call it the remote walk, I reckon, on YouTube. I'm heading up to what they call a remote camp. I'm going to pitch a tent when I get there this afternoon. Tomorrow I'm going to do a day walk up there. And then I'm going to walk back here along a slightly different route. Sometimes I'll be walking the same, sometimes I'll be walking different on the way back. So that's the rough plan. It's going to be mid-20s pretty well every day. There's a bit of wind they predict, which will be good because it might knock back the flies a bit. That's the first thing I'm noticing. I'll spin the camera around, show you what I'm looking at. This is a particularly pretty kind of mallee park, this one. Okay, so that flat expanse on my right is Black Flat. I'll be heading across that one soon. I'm going to swing to the right. There's some dunes up to my left. See, the light's amazing today. Okay, I left the Black Flat car park. I walked up here to Cameron Track. I'm going to veer right on Cameron Track here across this. This is a closed management track across Black Flat. That's where I'll come in a couple of days from down there, I think, from memory. So I'm kind of doing a bit of a dog leg out onto this old dry lake bed, and I'll swing back to the left. Just so I don't have exactly the same route in both directions. Just add a bit of variety. So I'm walking across Black Flat. Plenty of birds. Obviously I'm away from the trees a bit at the moment, but heaps of bird life. Quite a few roos. Hopefully at some stage I get some video of them. So Black Flat is a series of these kind of shallow depression. They're actually lakes. They flood when the river floods high enough. The water gets up here. I don't think they're flooded since 1975. So most of these red gums you're seeing, these fairly big ones, were germinated in 75, I think. I know there was a big flood back when the Grampians flooded, but I don't know, it flooded part of the way into Wyperfeld, but I don't know that it got this far up, unfortunately. So, Little Desert got toasted last year in a bushfire. I think about 80% of the national park was burnt. So the Discovery Walk, that 4-day walk at Little Desert's off the cards for a while, I think. So that was one of the reasons I thought I'd come there in case anyone's looking for a slightly shorter but still 3 days walk. It's fairly Fairly cruisy this one, although there is soft sand to walk on in spots. But yeah, it's an option. I mean, the other option is the remote walk up at Murray Sunset. Actually, I won't be able to call this one the remote walk on YouTube because I think that's what I called the one up at Murray Sunset. I'll think of another name. Of all the Mallee parks, I think this one and Haddock-Culkine are probably the prettiest, in my opinion. So I'm heading in the wrong direction now, more or less. I'm going to swing hard left up here in another half a K or so. Kind of start making my way back to where I need to go. Okay, I've arrived at Everard Track, which is where I'm going to swing left onto. Those trees over there are Lake Brambrooke. It's a similar type setup to Black Flat. Floods when the Wimmera River gets high enough to flood it, but I don't think the Wimmera River's been high enough for a long time. Alright, I'm pretty well heading west now, I guess. Well, I think that was probably a copperhead or a brown snake of some description. That's my first snake of the season, I think. Didn't see a snake up on the Larapinta. Didn't see a snake at Green Gully, surprisingly enough. So yeah, what are we? Early October. So I'm following this Everard track now up to a track called Meridian Track, I think it is, and that runs through the middle of the park to the northern end, which I'll be following. So I'm basically walking more or less west now. Once I hit Meridian, I'll swing north. It's very pretty. Obviously not one to do in hot weather though. Okay, I've been walking for about 2.5 hours. I've done about 10.5 and I'm about 3 k's from where I started. That's all right. I'm going to start heading in the right direction now. So I walked kind of northeast to start with and then west, and now I'm going to start heading north along Meridian Track here. So as you may have noticed, there's a tank out here. So yeah, you can top up your water if you need to. Now last time I walked Meridian Track through the middle of the park, it was pretty soft, and it's looking pretty soft here too. So this could be a bit of a slog. This next, I don't know, 8 k's or whatever it is. We shall see. Alright, we'll see how soft this gets, eh? The wind's picked up a little bit, so it's keeping the flies at bay anyway. I stopped for lunch, late lunch before. If I had to guess, I'd say I've got about maybe 9 k's to get to my camp spot. It's up this track all the way. Well, this has been pretty soft walking. The track itself is really soft. Quite often you can walk beside the track and it's not quite as bad. So I'm still on Meridian track. Got about 4 k's to go, I guess. It's all going pretty good. There's the odd soft patch, but it's generally been not too bad. Gee, when the wind stops blowing, the flies come out. Alright, that's the end of my Meridian track walk for today. This is the Northern Remote Camp. So, this is a walk-in, you can't drive into this one, there's a gate. On the other side of that sand dune up there, I think. So there's a table here, and a tank, and a dunny, I think, from memory. I contacted the ranger before heading off. Make sure the tank had some water, so that's good. Alright, so this is the setup. Little picnic table, fireplace, plenty of flat ground to put a tent up. There's a long drop round there with a tank. I've already checked the tank, it's got water in, so that's a bonus. So yeah, there's the tank and the long drop. As you can see, plenty of room for camping, plenty of flat ground. I think I'll camp down near the table down there somewhere. Make use of the facilities. Okay, 5:45. Dinner's on its way. Tents up. Wind's died off a bit, which means the flies have come back, but they're not too bad. I'll be in the tent as soon as the sun goes down anyway. Not going to be worried with too many other people around here tonight, I don't think. Okay, it's day one of my Wyperfeld multi-nighter. I'm here for 3 days, 2 nights. So today I walked from the Black Flat car park up to this Northern Remote Camp. And in a direct line from the car park, it's about 12 k's, but I meandered around and did almost 20. I went across Black Flat and then around beside Lake Rambuck, I think it is. So I was on Cameron's track and Everard track and then Meridian track to get up here. So yeah, it was a pretty good day. It kind of, the Meridian track in particular is a little bit soft in spots. But you know, pretty easy walking. It's not much in the way of hills. According to AllTrails, I did about 20 k's or 19.8. I only climbed about 30 metres according to AllTrails. I reckon that's probably a little bit under the odds. It's probably close to 100. We'll see if that changes once I get some internet in a few days when I get back to civilization. It's a very comfy camp here, so you've got everything you need. You've got a toilet, you've You got a tank. You got a little picnic table. There's a fireplace down there behind me if you'll have a fire. You don't have to book it. It does pay to check with the ranger though, like I did, just to make sure there's some water in the tank. All right, I'm going to crawl into the duplex. I was off at about 4 o'clock this morning from home because the long drive up there, so it's been a big day. I will catch you in the morning. Tomorrow's a day walk, a bit of a loop. So yeah, won't be carrying the big pack tomorrow, so that's good. All right, I'll see you in the morning.